Hello everyone, in this particular video I'll be discussing network design implications of quality of service and quality of experience. So in this particular video I will try to classify the existing QoS and QoE mapping models from the practical perspective, and I also try to enumerate few IP oriented mapping models used for video services, and I also try to discuss the approaches that can be used to add quality of experience capability to network and the services. So let's begin our journey. So this is the index. There are 5 points to discuss in this particular video. So let's start with the first one, that is classification of QoE QoS mapping models. Typically, mathematical models are used to define empirical relationship between the quality of service and experience. We all know, like any area, any process, any production can be actually put into the mathematical model. Same here. So we'll be looking at some mathematical models in the further slides. So these models will be referred to hereafter as either mapping models, or you can say quality models in simple way. So they are derived using classical approach that fit a model to a data set, such as regression. They have used the concept of regression like artificial neural network and Bayesian network, etc. etc. Today, a wide range of quality of experience and quality of service mapping models are reported in the literature, and they also differ in the terms of input, working mode, and what the accuracy they provide, and what are their application areas. So in this classification, uh, like the quality of experience and quality of service mapping models can be classified actually into three categories based on their inputs. So these are the that is, one is black box, second is glass box, third is gray box. So we'll discuss one by one. The first one is black box. See, in black box media based quality model, they totally, like, they rely on the analysis of the media. Generally they are using the word media. It comprises everything, like XML file, you can say, like video file, audio file, any file, okay, gathered at the system enters and exit. Again, further they are classified into two categories. One is double sided and second is one sided. As you can see here, there are two diagrams, double sided and one sided. In double sided, they use input, the input as a clean stimulus and the corresponding degraded stimulus. So they compare the clean and the degraded stimulus in the perceptual domain. We have discussed this perceptual domain in the previous video. If you have not seen it, just go through my first video, the video before this particular session. So they put the input media into the system under test, and accordingly they have got the layer models to compare. And again, the like input media is coming from here, the output media again goes back into here to compare to the model, and then we can actually measure the quality of experience. This is double sided. In the one sided, actually input media goes to the system under test, and there is no relation to the black box model, like how the media was before. And like you can actually compare this, like before, like this particular model is actually testing that this was the how the media was, and this is how the media goes into the system under testing, and this is how the actually output the media is coming. So it is basically comparing the result here, the how it was and how it is coming. But here in the one sided, it is not like that. Input media goes here, and then output media goes to black box media layer models, and then accordingly quality of experience gets calculated. In second, like this is a glass box parameter based quality of service experience model. See, the Glassworks parameter based quality models quantify the quality of experience of given service through the full characterization of underlying transport network and edge devices actually. So the set of considered characterization parameters and the combination rules are derived based on extensive subjective experiment and thorough statistical analysis. So basically here the whole analysis part as subjective experiment takes place. The Glassbox parameter based models may operate offline or online according to the availability of characterization parameters. So the characterization parameter include like noise, packet loss, coding scheme, one-way delay, and delay jitter. So the Glassbox parameter based models are generally less accurate and like more, you can say, it goes in deep compared to black box media based models. Okay. Next is gray box. The gray box quality model actually combines the advantage of both black and glass. They sample basic characterization parameters like system output in addition to some control data describing the structure of the clean stimulus, and the control data may be sent in separate control packets. Just look at this diagram. So what they have got, they have got the input media, and they put the input media to the system under test, and accordingly output media is actually generated, which will be getting tested by this particular model. But this model has got the way of comparison to the meta information or metadata information about the input media, to compare that what was the input media and what is actually coming outside this out of the system under test, and accordingly the quality of experience is getting measured. Second, that is IP oriented parameter based quality of service and quality of experience mapping model. Okay, so the area of measuring quality of experience over IP networks and application is still very difficult. However, the popularity of multimedia and user-friendly IP-based services put the quality of experience at the center of interest of the today's ecosystem. But of course, if you are actually talking about the multimedia on the IP network, we like quality of experience is the most of the important concept to actually address. So in contrast to legacy content-oriented telecom system, you people have used to have the radio, television, and telephone network. IP networks carry clean media content from a server to destination using a flow of media packets. Therefore, parameters gathered at network layer in addition to application layer are easily accessible at runtime on user devices. We all agree with this. So this enables measuring the quality of experience at runtime using glass or gray box parameter based quality models. So the first model for the video service they have given us is network layer. You have to focus on the network layer. So network layer quality of experience, quality of service mapping model for the video services. We have got one formula here. So they have not given, like, we don't have to discuss the derivation part of this, or really dive into this particular topic, that how they have calculated the formula and how these particular figures have come. So you just have to remember the formula. Like, this is the quality of experience they have actually calculated using these particular figures. But of course, behind this they have got the huge derivation statements. Uh, you can just pause the video, you can just go through it what this particular notation stands for, where you can see where AL and VL refers to respectively like audio and video loss packet rates, and AG and VJ actually stands for respectively audio and video packet jitter, and similarly RSSI is nothing but a received signal strength indicator. So accordingly, if you put all this value here, you can actually calculate the quality of experience. Similarly, more formulas we have got. So you can just take a pause and just go through this particular formulas, and accordingly they have given the notation explanation here. So how they calculate the quality of service and quality of experience similarly. So all these equations have been proposed in literature by many people to calculate the quality of experience. Similarly, we can actually also measure the quality of experience and service at the application layer. So they have also proposed one formula for it, for the same, and the notations for the same is like this. Alex stands for the startup latency, that is the waiting time before playing a video, and then is the number of quality switches that count the number of times the video bitrate. So this is how they have come up with the formula to calculate the quality of experience in the application layer. So you don't have to worry about it, that how this derivation has come. You just have, people have to remember the certain formulas, and you should know the notation. Like at network layer, they have got the one formula, and for the application layer, they have again got the model to calculate the quality of experience. Third one is actionable quality of experience over IP-based network. So see, an actionable quality of experience solution strongly depends on the underlying system and services characteristics. So what is the actionable? Like totally, like quality of experience actually depend on the underlying system, like what system is there and what the characteristics, what services they provide. So moreover, actionable quality of experience solution works over multi-plane architecture. They have got multiple planes, like job is distributed on the planes, and they integrate data, control and management planes. We have said it, we have heard this word before also. So basically two solutions may be used to achieve it. One is system oriented, actionable quality of experience solution. So just look at this diagram. See, the system-oriented actionable quality of experience solution account for quality of experience measure within the delivery infrastructure. So you can see the two endpoints here. So we have to deliver some media from here to there, and accordingly we have got the target quality of experience we have to achieve, and some monitoring is happening. We are calculating the quality of service metrics also using models, and we have to like keep a balance between the service and experience. So these routers are giving the information and the media flow. So like key performance indicators is getting calculated, key performance indicator. So they have got various KPIs in short form, So this illustrates a nominal environment where the system-oriented action and quality of experience may be provided. As can be seen, the actionable quality of service experience solution requires a quality of service measurement module that gathers the key performance indicators, and then we need quality of experience, quality of service mapping model here. Okay, so a resource management model of control devices. Then each service provider specifies the target quality of experience level that should be offered for its customer, and this is how the system is working behind us in there, maintaining the quality of experience when we are delivering the particular media from one endpoint to another. This is a system oriented actionable quality of experience solution. So all the nodes are actually working and playing their roles. Second, we have got the service oriented actionable quality of experience solution. So just look at this particular diagram. See, in this situation, uh, services are engineered to deal with the underlying system flaws to reach a specified quality of experience level. You can see there's some nodes circled, like quality of service probe. This is nothing but a program actually, and gathering the information, and actually they are engineered to deal with the underlying system flaws. So the services may change their behavior as a function of the current context and condition. The measurement model of a KPI is installed at endpoints, and again we have got the mapping model. So this is the quality of experience model management is actually working here. So if we have got the two endpoints, so every endpoint and every node have got the quality of service probe. So according to the quality of service and quality of experience mapping model, they are actually working. So this is how the service is getting delivered from the one particular endpoint to the second endpoint. This particular circle node you can see in every node, like in every machine, is nothing but like acting as an agent, and making sure that the quality of service is getting achieved. Okay, the service, so that's why they are calling it the service oriented actionable quality of experience solution. For this, quality of experience versus quality of service monitoring. So whether monitoring, so like monitoring is very important. Monitoring is nothing but a like strategic function that should be supported by today's IT system. So it returns indicators, providing clues regarding the system performance and its workload. Moreover, it also enables you to detect the system that this dysfunction if it is happening. It also allow you to see the defects, and if you like, you will also be able to understand like what device, like which devices are actually underperforming and applications, so the best course of action may be undertaken. So this is a simple general diagram to understand. So at every level we have got monitoring. Like at service level we have got service level monitoring effects. Similarly on platform level we can do the monitoring at infrastructure level and network level. So we have got these four levels of classification, we can say, monitoring solutions, and they have given the solution. They have also given the example in the terms of units, so you can say like measurement or metrics. So what things can get measured. Okay. Just look at this diagram. Typically, the monitoring solution is like in a distributed system involves a variety of probes. You can see here. Before also we saw the quality of service probes at like multiple nodes. So that measures the performance of a given and like participating in the service delivery chain, and they are distributed and deployed over the system. So probes nothing but it gather the information about the different components of the delivery path, and often this information relates to the performance, but it can also relate the like application specific factors, devices, contacts, and all the factors. So the like probes are nothing but a program which gives the information about everything, like how the system is actually working on node by node. So in this particular figure also, this presents the typical configuration of on-demand monitoring solution. So the manager receives, see, the manager receives a monitoring request from a customer. So it goes into the queues, and then again, one by one, manager picks up from the queue. Upon the receipt of the new monitoring request, the manager inquires with the UDDI, that is Universal Description, Discovery and Integration Directive, to get the more information about the monitor service. So such as like where the location and the properties. So the monitoring solution, including a set of props, is deployed over a given network. Already props are actually installed, and they have like props also have to register themselves with the registrar. So you can see the registrar. So manager will contact the registrar that where the props are installed. So ask the prop for the information. So prop will gather the information to the aggregator. So all the information will get aggregated here, and then the information will get provided to the manager. So it's very simple way to understand like props are nothing but a like monitoring node. They are monitoring each and everything. So all the props have to register with the registrar. They go where all the props are actually located. So manager knows to the registrar, and whenever they ask for the information, props actually give the information and it gets aggregated to the one form and get delivered to the manager. Similar. So this is how the like monitoring solution works. Next is quality service monitoring solution. So like the emerging quality of service monitoring solution are basically developed for the data center and cloud where the virtualization technology is supported. Let me show you the figure. This shows a network and infrastructure level monitoring solution built for the cloud-based IPTV service. The audiovisual content uh, is like are placed on the cloud. These are the servers which have got the audiovisual content, and the traffic sent from the content servers to the IPTV devices here is permanently monitored through a set of vProbes. You can see vProbes here. Okay, vProbes deployed across the network. A vProbe is nothing but an open-ended investigative tool that is used to in the cloud environment to inspect, record, compute what is the state of the machines and how the like business logistics is actually working. So again, we can actually have the current monitoring solution on the cloud also. You can see if you have got the audiovisual content on this particular server and we want to deliver it on the IP and devices. So we have got the vProbes here who will continuously monitor, inspect, record and compute the statistics, how the things are actually working. Similarly, we have got quality of experience monitoring solution, and actually there are four ways. You can say four types. So the quality of experience monitoring solution extend the quality of service ones actually, and so let's look at the diagram. We have got three ways here. Okay, actually there are four. The fourth one is on the another slide. Let me discuss this thing first. These three diagrams are very simple to understand because you can see the diagrams are actually very look alike. See, we have got static operation mode, that is NM, non-embedded distributed operation mode CM, and non-embedded dynamic operation mode DM. Here NM is N stands for network. So what does it mean? This N refers, like N is nothing but measurement location, that is network, and again N is nothing but a quality model location. So this is how things work, and C means client. So let me tell you what does it mean. So diagram is very simple to understand. Like this is endpoint, the media stream goes to the endpoint. Before going for it, we have got the like behavior information accordingly, and then accordingly we are mapping the quality of service experience mapping model, and the quality reports we are actually calculating on everything. Like we can see the only difference here, the mainstream is not going here. You can see the comparison. So in the static operation mode, this is static operation mode, both the measurements of key performance indicators and quality of experience are performed inside the network. So the quality of experience and mapping model is nothing but installed on a device listening to the service delivery path. In the second one, non-embedded distribution path, the measurement of KPIs is performed at the client side, and these are sent periodically to the quality of experience quality of service mapping model located inside the network. So that's why they call it as CN. Fine, C. And then we have got non-embedded dynamic operation mode, that is BN. So in that, the measurement of key performance indicators performed at the client side also, and this is sent periodically to the mapping model located inside the network, and that's why they are calling it as a BN. Okay, and the last one is operation working mode. This is something like different, where we got endpoint, we have got one model, you can see, to endpoint, and endpoint we have got buffer, then accordingly we are decoding. Similarly, parallelly we are actually put the media into the model to actually measure the behavior, and accordingly we are generating the quality report. Okay, so these are the four ways of quality of experience monitoring solution. We have got four solutions. And the last point, that is quality of experience based network and service management. See, the management of voice over IP based on quality of experience has been extensively investigated in the literature actually. So the goal is to maintain a constant quality of experience level during the whole packet. We all know, because voice over IP is something like we don't never want to, like we don't want to actually experience some delay or jitter in that. So typically quality of experience measurement props following one glass box parameter based model are installed on voice over IP endpoints. We have again got the props to measure the experience and service. So they collect at runtime atomic key performance indicator, which are again transformed and given as an input to the mapping model, okay, how the things are actually working. So we have got three ways here. The first one is quality of experience based management of voice over IP calls. That is mobile consumer over the next generation, you all know, could be served at one moment by several overlapping heterogeneous wireless networks. In such a case, mobile users should choose the access network that will likely achieve the good quality. We also do the same thing. We all, like, if you have got the mobile network and Wi-Fi, but of course definitely we go with the Wi-Fi because we know what quality we get from the Wi-Fi. Sometimes again it happens like vice versa. So the network selection switching procedure can be performed either at the start or the during the service. And internet hard handover occurs when the user switch from one network to another because of specific reason. So again, in the host-centric approach, however, end nodes can perform a handover when the quality of service becomes unsteady and unsatisfactory. So this is how the experience is getting changed over the voice over IP call. Second, we have got quality of experience based host-centric vertical handover. So here, so same thing, like handover things works, and if you face certain like problems with the basically handover will go from the one network to the another network. You find the quality more in that second network, so the switching will happen. And the third is like quality of experience based network centric vertical handover. This is network centric totally. Let me show you the diagram first. So this diagram actually show the goal is actually to perform the handover between the overlapping wireless LAN and GSM network. So as you all can see here, so you have got this particular device and you're using wireless LAN to actually communicate with this particular end device, which is again nothing but a landline PSTN subscriber. So what happens like next when the quality of experience of a voice call goes below, like this communication between this particular device is not working. So what we can do, we can switch from this particular network to directly to this network. We have got the access point to the LAN connection. So, so when the quality of experience of the voice call goes below a given critical threshold because of the mobility or congestion, a handover is performed. So basically, this network will hand over this particular device to this particular network, and in such a case, the mobile subscriber is linked to the landline subscriber using the GSM infrastructure. So now this device will actually able to communicate with this device. If this thing is not working or quality is not actually getting achieved. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I've taken the lessons from this book. Thank you so much.